Hi friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. And about 3 minutes ago, my face just decided to explode into a random allergy attack. So, you know, that's never fun. But hey, that's my life. I'm allergic to many, many, many things. What's happening? Welcome to Sunday, how to choose the best motor for your tiny whoop. End Q&A. Oh my god, this is, okay. If I stay on top of it, hopefully it won't turn into a thing. Oh no, it's gonna turn into a thing. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. Hey, live stream's gonna end just a little bit early today. We're gonna wrap it up at 4:45 Eastern, so that Maggie and I are headed up to Athens for a yoga class on the rooftop. Hopefully it doesn't rain. And hopefully this nightmare that is my face will relax by then. Hey, so that's where I was on Friday. Last week, with the streaming schedule and with just like Tuesday I have off, Thursday I have off, my weeks can get a little bit weird and I can kind of like forget what day it is pretty easily. Here we go. Oh, god damn it, Larry. And so yeah, sometimes I can forget what day it is. I got booked for a gig Friday night, somewhat last minute, and then during the day on Friday, during the day on Friday, I spent my whole day not my whole day, but a good chunk of my day getting stuff ready, getting the Cinewhoop set up for that specific gig, getting batteries charged, all that good stuff. And yeah, the gig was 7 to 9, and just like in my mental list of things to do on Friday was post on YouTube and Patreon that there was going to be no stream, and that I'll see you guys on Sunday. But that item on the list didn't get checked off. I realized it when I was coming home. Actually, I was like, ah, shit. So yeah, when I got home, I posted on Patreon and Discord. Oh my god. Why you gotta do this to me? Why me? Hold on. I gotta go eat a Claritin. If I don't eat a Claritin, this could become an all-day thing. That is also with Real Steady Go applied, for the record. Here's a little bit more. While I go eat a Claritin. That's right, I eat them. I don't take them. I eat them. Like effing candy. Oh, let me find something good. This might work. Be right back. That one. Was that the same thing? I meant to play the other clip. Sorry if that was the same thing as the intro. I meant to play. I got two batteries. That wasn't the same thing, I don't think. Oh god. Woo boy. Oh boy, this ought to be interesting. Can the man's allergies get it together enough to allow him to do his job? Is that a possibility? Find out in 10 to 15 minutes, when this situation will either be worse or better. Ooh! 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 Oh! Stop it. Nose. Stop it. Anybody watching iGow yesterday? I hopped into the iGow live stream yesterday with all the dive stuff. And I said, yo, I just finished up my crazy dive thing. And they said, send us the link. I was like, ah, shit. So I really quickly uploaded it to YouTube and put it in the Patreon only playlist. So yeah, you beautiful patrons, you can check out a 98% finished version of the Tiny Whoop Tower Dive on the way to Rampage 2023. Which, yeah, looks something like this. It's like that, but a little bit slower. So yeah, you can check that out if you're a patron. If you're not a patron yet, what a good time to join so that you can get a sneak peek at this edit. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com, and it's the second button here. And as it says, Patreon helps me out the most. It's the closest thing that I've got to a paycheck. It's like the solid thing that happens every month and allows me to keep electricity on in this building and keep food in the mouths of the kiddos and myself and Maggie. So yeah, a lot of different benefits to joining the Patreon page. You're going to get access to a YouTube playlist with 90 some odd unreleased edits, half-done edits, works in progress, Patreon only live streams, super sketchy flying that I don't want to be public, stuff like that. You're going to get 2 Facebook groups, one for selling stuff, one for just hanging out. I found some people, has anybody heard of this? I found some people on Instagram who claim that for $80 or $90 or $100, they can get me back into my hacked Facebook account. I'm not trustworthy at all, and I'm super sketched out by it. Like, I'm super sketched out that they'll figure out, like that they're gonna get in and then they're gonna charge me ransom for it to get access to it or something like that. Have any of you guys heard of that? Like, have you heard of that working or not? Yeah, I don't know. I'm very tempted because Facebook doesn't seem interested. Apparently, it's really bad right now. Apparently, like, loads of people's Facebook accounts are getting hacked right now. If you look at Facebook's Instagram page, every single comment on every single post in there is, hey, assholes, I got hacked and you're not replying to me. For the love of God, I need to get back into my account. Please do something. So, yeah, supposedly it's chaos over there right now. I guess with two-factor authentication not being secure anymore, I don't know, maybe the hackers are targeting Facebook, or maybe Facebook's 2FA is more loose than, or I don't know, whatever. That's what she said. So, yeah, hopefully I can get back on Facebook. If any of you guys have heard of that working or not working, please, please, please let me know. It seems to just be like these guys are hackers that hack the hackers. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm super not trustworthy at this point, though. So, over on Etsy, I've got some really fun stuff that you can purchase, some stickers and some random hardware. Over on Fiverr, you can work one-on-one with me. We can work on getting you flying better, building better, tuning better. A combination of the 3, any one of the 3, or if you just have a bunch of questions that you want to bounce off of somebody that's been doing this for 7 years so that you stop buying stuff that catches on fire or flies like ass, we can do that. Over on Teespring, there's some fun apparel, shirts and hoodies and all kinds of other stuff. PayPal if you want to support the insanity directly, but you don't want YouTube to take 30% of your super chat. And then I've got a whole bunch of affiliate links here. If you're ever ordering something on the internet, someone probably has an affiliate link to that website. See if you can hook them up so that they can keep making content for you to watch for free on YouTube by finding their affiliate link and clicking it before you check out. I have them to We Bleed, New Build Your Own, FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God, HD0, Fly, Woo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Brother, AliExpress. That's how you support me, friends. It's a group effort. It's tough to create content and not just pander to everyone and just, you know, do like the approved thing, which is just to get the brand new items in and then give them all favorable reviews and then dump affiliate links down and try to get as many people to spend as much money as possible. When you're not doing that proven successful formula, it's a little bit tougher. So yeah, around here it's kind of a group effort, and I would love it if you had a couple extra bucks a month that you could spare. I do about 40 to 50 hours of content a month, so if you join my Patreon at the lowest tier, you're only going to pay 7.5 cents an hour. And you can't tell me that watching me have an allergy attack for an hour is not worth 7.5 cents. So help your boy out. That's the general admission tier. If you want to get in on our giveaways that we do the first Monday of every month, the $5 and up tiers will enter you into those giveaways. You can enter into just one of the giveaways, or you can enter into all 3 of the giveaways. It's kind of explained over on the Patreon channel. So check it out. You're also going to get Discord access and all kinds of other good stuff. So, yeah. Apache Smoke with December says, "What's up, CiottiFPV? How you doing today? I'm sweating my ass off on this hot Sunday. Welcome, Gangly Gang. How's everybody doing?" In the chat, Apache Smoke with Sniper was first. Right, 9 was next. Rob Axelson, Bob Bruce, Terry Burnett, Hockey Rounds, FP Avery, McConnell Studios, Northern Tier, Rob Axelson, Douglas Otwell, Stream Elements has arrived. Caveman, PA3 Design, Fire Mike, Kevin James, Fam G, John Wilkes Booth, Volusia is here. Fam G, Rob Axelson, Right 9, Stingray Zay, Kevin Sumner, Danzil the Terrible, Fam G, Rob Axelson, CMYK, Kevin James, C-Mac. YouTube just did the thing, so I'm going to leave it there. If you want the Gangly Man to say your name, you got to get in early and just say anything in the chat. If you want to talk directly to me, though, God damn it. Ugh. All you got to do is type CiottiFPV. You can certainly do a super chat if you want to support me and ask me a question, but this works as well. If you type my name and you spell it correctly, it'll light up an orange like that, and I'll know you're talking to me. Rob Oxison says, "Don't let anybody know I'm here. I'm at work." Bob Bruce says, "What's up, everyone of you Gangles and CiottiFPV?" Fire Mike says, "Hello all," and CiottiFPV too. Kevin James says, "Throw up your gang signs too." Fam G says, "What's up? On a flight my way to Atlanta right now. Very cool." What are you coming to Atlanta for? Fam G says, "Bless you." Right 9 says, "This is why we tune in. Bless you, though there's no God." Rob Axelson says, "So much for yoga." Nah, man, I'll be fine. I'll be sneezing my head off the whole time. This better not be still going on by then. Yeah, I paid for this. Denzel the Terrible says, "Word to your moms." What's going on, gang? Good to see you, CiottiFPV. You as well, Dan. CMYK says, "Yo, yo!" Denzel the Terrible says, "Don't believe him. Ciotti had a hot date Friday night." I had a hot date with making some money, damn it. Right 9 says, "Shirt of the day is Bob's Big Boy." This stream not brought to you by Bob's Big Boy. We're doing mailbag today too. Hey, I forgot to put that in the title of the stream. Mailbag. There we go. All better. I've actually never been to Big Boy. I don't know where I got this shirt. Rob Axelson says, "Time to reopen your MySpace account." CH3FPV says, "What's up, gang?" Right 9 says, "Was it nice to film Power, aka non-Ford?" Dodges are bad. Dodges are no good. Chevys are even worse. Do you guys know that one of the biggest internal mottos of Chevrolet is make it cheaper? Not make it less expensive, not make it more intelligently less expensive. Make it cheaper. Make it worse. And Dodge just can't make an interior to save their lives. And their engines are way too heavy. Hey, you know. We're all allowed to have opinions. Nobody says mine are right. commonly wrong. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about how do you pick between 702, 603, 0802, and then 26,000 kV, 28,000 kV, 30,000 kV, 32,000 kV. There's a lot that actually goes into it. And then we've got two different 802s from Happy Model. So yeah, I've got a bunch of builds here that represent different, that do different jobs, and represent different sort of philosophies of motor versus propeller versus all up weight. So yeah, we'll talk about these guys. We'll even talk about the walk snail rig a little bit. Maybe we'll fly these around. I got 4 batteries on the charger, so yeah, we'll kind of dive into that to help you guys out. Tiny Whoop, I believe, has a bunch of motors coming. So at some point here, since I'm not on Facebook, it's really difficult for me to tell when this is going to happen, but so I just keep checking their website as often as I can. But yeah, one of these days, a bunch of these motors that say sold out are not going to say sold out anymore. And you're going to need to know which of these that you get. Should you be getting the 702 32,000s? Should you be getting the 802 1.5 millimeter shaft 19,000s, or the 25,000s, or the 27,000s? So yeah, hopefully I can help you out with that today, so that when those come back in stock, you can snag a couple of sets before they're gone, because it'll happen fast. Today, you can head over to WeBleedFPV and get one of the best 702 options, which are the Gores, the 702 28,500s. They are currently in, last time I checked, they were in stock. Yep, they are in stock. 94 quantity, so that's really good. Yeah, this is great. 702 28,500 is fantastic, especially on the lighter weight builds. But if you've got a heavier build, or if you're looking to do, really nutty tricks like what you see me doing, inverted hang time stuff, you might want a little bit more kV than that, or you might want a little bit more stator volume than that, especially if you want to swing a 3-inch prop, 3-blade prop, rather than a bi-blade. So yeah. Hockey Round says they will have screamers in soon. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. WeBleed is getting an even higher than 28,500 kV made, which will just be awesome, because as great as 28,500 kV is, 30,000 kV it's better on the 702s. And like, if you don't want that extra RPM, you can just motor limit it down a little bit. Technically speaking, you are going to have a slight efficiency and throttle resolution loss doing that. So if possible, you want to try to run motors at 100%, but I dare you to do blind testing and show me that you can pick the non-motor limited motor more than 50% of the time. Don't even bother, because you won't be able to. The difference is way too subtle. FamG says, taking a business trip to Facebook, please. Not Facebook, YouTube, please. FamG is taking a business trip to the Nordstrom warehouse here in Atlanta. Very cool. Peter Sovis says, funny story. I did week 3 iGal and got 10 points on stream. Dive, but I have no points in the table, so I suppose I will get an I. What? Did I have no points in the table? Did they just miss it? Message them. I'm sure they'll fix it. Sounds like they might have just missed it. They'll hook you up. Rock Crawler says, hey, CiottiFPV and everyone. Right 9 says, I'm a Ford man first, then Mazda, and finally Daihatsu. Just having around. Right 9 knows what's up. Ricardo says, what are your thoughts on the cheaper AT32 chip for flight controllers? Thanks. It doesn't seem like there's any downsides. It's less expensive, and it's either just as powerful, or I think I might have heard that it's more powerful. But yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any downsides to it. So huge thumbs up for me. Anything that's going to make our electronics cheaper. My God. You know, I come from a time where you could get ESCs for $30 and ESCs and flight controllers for 30, $40. Now they're both 60, 70, 80, 90, $100, and it's kind of ridiculous. It's still a really cheap hobby. Like let's just be honest about that. But yeah. I-95 fell down. What? Oh my God. Tanker fire. What? Oh my God. That's gonna... Oh, yikes. That is a big ass road, yo. I used to live up that way. Oh my God, yo, that's gonna... I assume that's gonna take them a while to fix. Jesus, hell. Oh boy. Yikes. Okay. Scary, scary. Fire Mike says, what brand motors have the 1.5mm shaft? It depends on what motor size you're talking about, Fire Mike. So, in terms of 802s, you've got three motors on Tiny Whoop made by Happy Model that have the 1.5mm shaft. 19,000 kV, 25,000 kV, 27,000 kV. The only other 802 that has a 1.5mm shaft is also made by Happy Model. It's a different bell design, but it's the motor that comes with the Mobula 7 1S ELRS, and it's an 802 20,000. That's pretty low kV. There's not much you can do with that other than maybe like put it on 2S. But yeah, the 19,000 kV, 20,000 kV, that's really, you know, that's for like a super beginner, or if for some reason somebody's trying to do long range stuff, I guess with a Tiny Whoop, you would maybe go that low in the kV. But for everything else, you don't want to be that low. You want to be on a 65mm rig. You want to be 26,000 kV and above, in my opinion. On a 75mm motor-to-motor rig, you want to be like 24,000 kV and up. If you scale the stator size up to 1002 or 1102, there's a whole bunch of motors that are 1.5mm shaft. On those stator sizes, 1.5mm becomes the norm. You've got like Flywoo, 1002, 23,500s. You've got RC and Power, 22,000s. There's T-Motor. Forget what their KV is. And then in 1102, you've got Beta FPV, 18,000 kV. You've got Newbie Drone, 10,000 kV and 20,000 kV? I forget what their high kV 1102 is. But yeah, those are... That's probably like 80% of the 1.5mm motor shaft, small motor options. The 1002 and 1102s only make sense on 1.6-inch propeller rigs, which are 75mm motor-to-motor rigs. So yeah, and to be honest, I think 1002 is the right size motor for that. The 1102s, I think, are a little too big. All that being said, my favorite 75mm rig is actually on 802s. 802 high kV is a lot like 702 high kV on a 65mm whoop. So yeah, that's my current favorite is 802, 25,000 or 27,000 kV on the Gemfan 1.6-inch biblades. That combo is just amazing. Great power. Nice and lightweight because the 802s are significantly lighter than the 1002s. So yeah, there's that. Kevin Sumner says, I fully expected you to finish I Come From with a Land Thunder. Fire Mike says 802. Cool, so you're good. Already have the 20,000 kV, want higher kV. Yep. So you got to wait for the the iGao purple, blue motors, or the snowblower, the white snowblower motors on tinywhoop.com, 27, 25,000 kV. That's what you're going to wait for if you're on a 75. Well, so on a 75 millimeter rig that you're going to crash hard, in my opinion, the 1.5 mil shaft is a necessity. On a 65 millimeter rig, if you keep the weight down, you won't bend the 1 mil motor shafts. If I can't bend them, nobody can. Fire Mike says 75 millimeter. Okay, yeah. So 1.5 mil shaft for you is a necessity. There are people that on the 65 millimeter whoops put the 1.5 mil motor shaft motors, and what you end up with is pretty much indestructible 65 millimeter rig. Although this has been indestructible. Like, I've broken 2, maybe 3 of these frames, and I've broken 1 of these canopies. But I do not have any bent motor shaft motors with the 1 mil motor shaft. So yeah, I really don't think that 1.5 mil shaft is necessary on the 65 mil rigs. But yeah, to each his or her own. YouTube, why did you change this so that no matter where I click, it's as if I'm right clicking? Why does that make sense? Make it make sense, YouTube. Kevin Sumner says, have you tried 30,000 on 75 millimeter, particularly with Walksnail or HD0 Lite VTX? 30,000 802. I have not. I mean, hell, I haven't done a 75 mil build with Walksnail at all yet, because I've been waiting for something, which we'll take a look at in a minute. But what I can say is that 27,000 kV with the iGao blue motors is a fucking lot. It's a lot. And I don't think I can't possibly imagine needing more. In fairness, this rig that has that setup. Oh wait, no, I took them off of this. They're on the Walksnail build that we're going to be doing this coming week. But yeah, what I can say is that on a lightweight 75 millimeter build, the 802 27,000s absolutely rail. Like, it's really difficult to fly it inside, and outside it feels like a 3-inch micro. So yeah, I don't think there's a need to go up to 30,000. I also think that 30,000 kV might be a bit much for these. That might be overpropped on an 802. Like, you would. I have a feeling you'd need to go up to a 1002 at that point, and none of the 1002s are even close to that kV. So yeah, I would not recommend doing an 802 30,000 on the 1.6 inch propeller. I think that 27 is all that you would ever need. But I'll let you know, the Walksnail build here, that's getting those motors, will be the heavier Walksnail setup, the like 9 point something gram Walksnail setup. So this will be a fat build, so we'll really test those motors. It's a build that's designed to chase the little drifty cars, the little RC drift cars. So I'm not going to use that extra power, although I'll tell you what's going to happen is I'm going to build that. I'm going to chase the RC drift cars around. Then I'm going to put this 65 millimeter rig up in the air. I'm going to chase them around with this. And this is going to be so much better that I'm never going to use that 75 millimeter build to chase the drift cars again. And I'm going to start bashing it around on jungle gyms. So for that, the 27,000 kV 802s are probably going to be perfect. We'll see. But yeah. I'm so shocked that this thing can do what it does as a 65. Only getting 2.5 minutes per battery. Like, I would love it if I could get it to 3 minutes, but it's absolutely not a necessity. The payoff for that shorter than 3 minute runtime is lightweight, and that really helps when I'm trying to stay like on the door of those little drift cars. So yeah, I don't have high hopes for the for the 75mm build, other than for like outdoor freestyle stuff, which you guys know that I can kind of take it or leave it. I'm very wishy-washy about tiny whooping outside. It feels to me like you should be doing that with a toothpick, but I'm starting to kind of come around, and I'm starting to see the benefits of ducted rigs outside for freestyle-ish stuff. Mainly, like, what it does is it makes them more accurate. So, like, if your outside flying spot has a lot of smaller gaps that you want to try to shoot, a guarded ducted rig is going to do, they just track straighter. They have more wind resistance sideways, so when you turn it and you want to go this way, the air hits the ducts and it stops. It slows down quicker. So when you turn, it tracks better. The non-ducted rigs, when you turn them, they just keep sliding and sliding and sliding and sliding. And like, they're more aerodynamic, they make more power, they get more runtime, and they go faster. But oh my god. What a nightmare. I hate my face. That sucks. God damn, man. I just want to be able to do my job, yo. Hang on. What is happening? How to make a hip-hop music video in 2023. 101. Cars doing burnouts. People standing in front of cars. Other things. Guns. Although there were no guns on set this time. Okay. Gamma Gonad says, I bought everything. Oh no. Oh god. Gamma Gonad's drinking the Kool-Aid. He bought everything for an 8S quad after Bardwell's video. I'm wondering how well that 8S 20x20 ESC is going to hold up. I also ordered some Flyfish 1550, 2506 motors to pair with it. Good lord. That's going to be nutty. That's going to be nuts. Fire Mike says 75 millimeters. Got that. Gamma Gonad says, don't know anything about those motors, but they look decent. I've got a set of Fly Fish 1404s. They sent me 6 of them. One of them cooked, and it took the ESC with it. I didn't realize that the ESC was blown up. I put one of the extra motors on. That blew up. I swapped the ESC out, and the other 4 motors have been completely fine ever since. They also sent me a set of their 2506 and a halves in 1300 kV, which I haven't done anything with, but they're absolutely they're 28. They're 2806, 1300 kV. They're absolutely massive. I'm hoping that they're gonna be able to turn a 7-inch prop. At some point, Ryan Harrell will figure out he had problems with his CNC cutting through the 6mm carbon, but at some point he'll get it fixed, and he's going to send me a set of 7-inch arms for the Cineglide. So, yeah, I'll be able to tell you more about Flyfish RC motors at a later date. Gamma Gonads, we got that. Riot 9 says, talk slow, I have to catch up in 2x. Kevin Summer says, the number one reason to run the 30,000s is that they're red. Yeah, fair enough. Fair the fuck enough. Check out my ball bag. That little thingy is from Mighty Car Mods. Check them out here on YouTube. Subscribe to them, or else we're no longer friends. This is a little order from, I don't remember where, but I got a Runcam lens because I like having lots of lenses here. This is the RH16 lens. I don't remember what it's for, but a lot of times, like if I just see a lens, an FPV camera lens for sale that I don't already have, I'll just buy it because I have a little kit with a whole bunch of different lenses. And it's just nice to have because, like, you can try different lenses out on your cameras, and sometimes they're wider angle, sometimes they're narrower angle, and yeah, it's kind of a fun thing to do. So I got an extra lens. Caddx Ant Light. This is the PAL version, I believe, which I like because it has more vertical field of view, which you can then crop vertically for Instagram. And what's a better thing to do with analog footage than put it up on Instagram, where it's going to be all compressed to hell anyway, right? So I got another one of these Caddx lights, which is awesome. I got to figure out what to put it on. Beta FPV canopy. This was why I did the order. This was back when I was trying to figure out how I was going to mount the Walksnail light camera. And yeah, this is one of the ways to do that. It comes with this little piece here that apparently it fits perfectly in. So I do plan on snagging another Walksnail light VTX and camera. If anybody is interested in the Walksnail, the lightweight one, but not the super lightweight one, where it's a nano camera that has screw mounting holes, let me know, because I have 2 of these. I would love to trade or sell one of these and use the money to buy another one of the light Jibby Jabbies, so that I can do... I would really like to do this exact build, but in a fractal frame. But I'm not going to tear this down and do that because this barely has enough... It's got enough power, but it doesn't have enough runtime, and putting this build into the fractal frame is going to hurt the runtime even more. So this is going to be like the main setup, but just out of curiosity, I do want to try this in a fractal build to get the camera down lower for which, yeah, is really nice for the little drift cars. But yeah, I already kind of know what's going to happen. The runtime of 2 minutes and 30 seconds that I'm seeing is going to probably come down to like 2 minutes and 10, and that's going to annoy me, I think. So yeah, the plan to rip this down and put it into a fractal frame has been put on hold. But like I said, I would love to do a second one of these ultra lightweight 65 millimeter walk snail builds. And if I'm going to do another one, I might as well try the fractal frame first, right? I know a lot of people like the fractal frames. I don't really know why, but yeah, that'll be good content for those people. And then we can, you know, do a head-to-head and talk more about why the Meteor 65 frame is the one to have. So, walk snail MIPI cable, a little backup here, 9 centimeter. Woo! Big spender, I know. And that was that order. I think this order was from Progressive RC. They were the only place that had the this little Beta FPV canopy in stock. I panic bought this when I didn't think I was going to get the Mobula 6 canopy to work. But as you can see, it does work. The only thing that I'm realizing, though, is that I need to open up the front opening a little bit because it seems to be holding the camera a little bit sideways in here. So yeah, the Mobula 6 canopy works. It's not perfect, but it does work. I don't know. When I take this apart, I'm actually going to swap this canopy. This canopy, I noticed after I installed it, is a little bit cracked. So I'm going to swap this canopy out. The one that I replace it with, I'll open up the front so that it doesn't rub on the camera. And when I do that, I will weigh this canopy compared to this canopy. I think there's about 1/2 to 3/4 gram weight difference, which is not a lot, but it is a lot because we're dealing with rigs that only weigh 20 grams. So you got to really pay attention to fractions of a gram because they do add up, right? 3/2 gram is 1.5 grams, and you're going to be able to feel that in the air. This is an order from Newbie Drone, which I kind of alluded to that I was waiting for something, and now it has arrived. Newbie Drone always ships out these little... I'm not going to open these up on the live stream. Okay, so this is a little 90-degree USB adapter piece. I already have one of these, but I want one of these in my flight bag. This is awesome. If you have a Cinewhoop, get one of these. It's going to save you from breaking a USB off of a flight controller at some point. So that's the trapezoidal shaped USB. What is that previous gen USB called? One before USB-C. It's not USB-B. That would be stupid. What's it called? This is a USB-C 90-degree jib jab. And I do not have one of these because I do not have any Cinewhoops with USB-C, USB-B. It is USB-B, okay, or just micro USB. That's I've always called it micro USB, but then I don't know. So yeah, this is gonna live here. At some point, I will put a. At some point, there will be a rig with a USB-C flight controller in it where I'll need this little 90-degree thing. These are like $4 or $5. And yeah, they like if you use it once, it'll be worth that $4, because it'll be a situation where your option is to take a duct off or something like that, and that's just stupid. I was in Newbie Drone's 2.5-inch propeller section, and I just decided to buy everything that I didn't like currently have, although I think I have these props, but They were cheap, and I just said, you know what, I'm going to buy a bunch of these. I've got a 2.5-inch mosquito build coming soon. That's where I'm going to put one of those other walk snail lights, but not the super light one. So I wanted to get some 2.5-inch bi-blades because I am going to run it on 1S, I think. So I want some really, really nice lightweight bi-blades for it. So I got all three that they had. This is the GemFan 65mm S. I don't know what the S stands for. 1.5mm motor shaft. And then these are the 65mm S 1mm motor shaft in smoke crotch gray. And then these are just the 65mm. There's no S 1mm motor shaft. So yeah, I know that I have some of these props, but it's nice to get these. It's nice to get a pack of these and save the bag, because the bag says exactly what it is, and it just makes my life easier. I have these big Ziploc bags. I have individual big Ziploc bags with all of the 2-inch props that exist, all of the 2.5-inch props that exist, all of the 3-inch T-mount. I have another bag with 3-inch M5 mount. And so, yeah, it's nice to have like a bag with the right name of the propeller that I can kind of put them in. I was throwing these bags away for a long time and combining props, and then sometimes on the blade of the propeller it doesn't have the name engraved in a way that makes much sense. So yeah, sometimes it's just worth $2 whole to snag an extra set of these props to get the bag that has the right name on it. So yeah, first world problems. And then there is a new 2.5-inch prop that exists. This is the HQ DT 63mm by 3. This is a 2.5-inch prop meant for being used in ducts. Right? It's a bullnose propeller, which I don't have any rigs that are like that, but I snagged these because a lot of times the Cinewoop props will have a lot of pitch, and I need as much pitch as I can get on the cyclist chasing rigs, which are 2.5s, which swing 2.5-inch props, I should say. So I snagged 2 sets of these, and I will be trying them on those rigs. They will not be as efficient as the Azure 2540s that are on them, but you know, that's okay. No, it's not. If it makes more power, then one of the 2 rigs will live on those propellers. I want to have one of the rigs like big and powerful and grunty and fast, and then the other rig be efficient. You know, doing those gigs, I'm really not crashing, so the rigs kind of last forever, so I don't necessarily need to have 2 completely identical rigs. I would rather have one rig that does one thing really good, another rig that does another thing really good, and then they're not like so specific that I can't use one or the other, right? If like one of them goes down, it's fine. They're both they both get the job done. So yeah. Looks like they sent me a one of their awesome little battery straps here. I love that it's got a plastic buckle, and I love that it's got this like super sticky silicone rubber all over it. So yeah, always love a newbie driven battery strap, especially when it's thrown in for free. There we go. What else? They sell very cheap these little whisker 2.4 gigahertz whisker antennas, and yeah, for when your ELRS ceramic tower antennas break off, this is going to make your life easy. These are the correct length for 2.4 gigahertz, so all you need to do is strip a little tiny bit off, which might be a little bit difficult, but I don't know. I'll do it at some point. We'll see how hard it is. Yeah, these are just 2.4 tuned antennas that you can then put onto replace your ELRS ceramic antenna with, and from me cutting these antennas myself, I got better performance than the ceramic tower antenna. So you could argue that these are actually kind of like a must-do mod because it saves weight, it saves vertical space, and you get better performance. So kind of no reason to not do it. This is a GNB 4S 1100. It is a high volt. Kevin Sumner was singing the praises of the new generation of high volt batteries. And yeah, I'm going to give this a shot. This weighs not too much more than the 4S 850s that I run on the cycle chasing rigs. But it's an 1100. Admittedly, this will be kind of annoying having this in the rotation of batteries because the charger will need to be set to high volt for just this battery. 116.5 grams. So really lightweight for the amount of capacity that it has. But what I think this battery is going to be is the battery that I run at the very beginning of the race and the very end of the race. Because the very beginning of the race, I'm going over and I'm just like hanging out and hovering by the starting line to give them like pretty shots of like the riders just kind of hanging out. And then I want to be able to catch them going across the start finish line. And then I need to boogie back to wherever my location is, wherever my run that I'm covering is. And I want to cover them on that first lap run. And then I also want to be able to come back up and cover them on the second lap run. And that asks a lot of the 4S 850 batteries. So, yeah, it'll be nice to have a slightly bigger battery to be able to do that. And then there's tons of time to get it on the charger back up to high voltage for the end of the race. At the end of the race, I like to change batteries between 3 laps to go and 2 laps to go so that I have a fresh battery for the second to last time around, and then I cover the last time around, and then I jump back over to the start-finish line to try to get some celebration stuff. And then they do like kind of a victory lap. And so on the victory lap, I come back over and I just kind of cover them. I just roll slow, basically, and cover them cooling off and whatnot. So yeah, this is a GNB 4S 1100 high volt, and hopefully this will do the job. Previously, I was using a Tattoo R-Line 4S 1050, and I don't know, it doesn't, like, that's the 6S battery that I absolutely love. But as a 4S battery, it doesn't seem to give me much extra, if any extra runtime than the 850s. It's kind of weird. I don't know if maybe I over-discharged it and I heard it at some point. But this is cool because this will give me a comparison point to that battery. I'll do a little bit of runtime testing between this and that. So, yeah, should be kind of cool. They claim 110 to 220 C. But this will be cool. I'm excited about this. Over there with the other batteries it goes. Newbie Drone sells M2 by 2 standoffs. They're really spacers in my opinion. Get you some. These are excellent little spacers for your 20 by 20 stacks. These are also really nice. If you've got your stack screws coming up through the carbon, these are really nice to crank down so that screw stands up nice and firm and doesn't try to wobble around and whatnot. That's actually really important. You can certainly use nylock nuts, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to crank those nylock nuts all the way down on your big tall stack screws. And nylock nuts are 3 millimeters tall. These are 2 millimeters tall. A lot of these micro builds, you need every millimeter in terms of build height. These are also great for spacing your vista up a little bit. If you put the nylock nuts down on the bottom of the vista, it doesn't need that 3 millimeter gap. A 2 millimeter gap is about perfect to let the wires run under it. So yeah, these are really nice. They're admittedly a little bit expensive, but you know, they're only like I think it's like $4 for 5, which is kind of crazy, but they are their value should not be judged by the amount of material, but by the job that they do. And god damn it, they do a great job. So get you some. And I also got some M2 by 20 millimeter standoffs in purple. These are what the cycle chasing rigs use. And both of the cycle chasing rigs are, I'm sorry, these are for the AOS 3.5 rather, because both the AOS Cinna and the AOS 3.5 are on red standoffs right now, and I can't have that. Every rig has to have its own color. When I build multiple rigs, basically what I'll do is I'll build a red standoff rig, I'll build a purple standoff rig, because, you know, the logo colors. And then the third one that I build is, if I build a third one, it's always like kind of up in the air. Like maybe it's black or green or something different. But yeah, I always like to have a red rig and a purple rig. It makes my life a little bit easier. Like if I go out and I do a bunch of testing, I can just remember them as the red rig and the purple rig. And it just, yeah, it just makes my life a little easier so that it's like, oh, the red rig was acting up. And then when I get home, I can fix it. Newbie Drone sells googly eyes, yo. I didn't realize they would be so small. But yeah, these are 5 millimeter googly eyes. I'm going to put these on Tiny Whoops, I think. We'll see. I love googly eyes. They bring things to life in a way that's just magical. This is a Tattoo R-Line 2S550. I've been hearing really good things about this battery lately, and they happen to have it, so I snagged one. This is going to be for the Vista pick, the Caddx Vista toothpick, which might get a different camera. So, as I said a little bit ago, I've got a Newbie Drone Mosquito. It's not Mosquito, but it's the 2.5-inch version of this frame here. It's the Mosquito XL. I've got a Newbie Drone Mosquito XL frame that I'm going to turn into a 1S walk snail carrying toothpick. And here's what's going to happen. I'm going to build it, and then I'm going to fly it, and I'm going to go, oh man, this doesn't have enough power. And then I'm going to, well, the shit. That the non the walk snail non-light, this one, what's it called? Mini. The walk snail mini is only 1S, isn't it? God damn it. Well, what I could do is put a 5-volt BEC through it. I could run it off the 5-volt BEC. Yeah, what I might end up doing is taking apart the Vista toothpick, and because I just never fly the damn thing, I would rather have a 2S walk snail toothpick. But this is only 1S. Man, this is they missed the boat making this 1S only. I think they probably had to. Like, if they could have made this 1S and 2S, I'll bet you they would have. But, yeah, this thing being... that's not the right weight. Come on, RDQ. Jesus Christ. Come on. Oh, they're just talking about the board. Don't do that. All right. Well, yeah, okay. They got it right. But that's super... This is super misleading to have this here. This is super misleading. This needs to be the weight of both the VTX and the camera. This is silly. This is not... No, that's not good. Yeah, the VTX is 6.8, but then the camera is another 3.5. So you get 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 10.3. 10.3 grams total. Yeah, it's really a shame that this isn't 1S and 2S compatible. But, you know, sometimes you can't have it all. So yeah, this I don't know. Maybe I leave that Vista pick together and actually start flying it. The Vistas look fine, you know. The Vistas look great, to be honest. So I don't know. I did the toothpick thing so hard back in like 2017, 2018, 2019 that when I do it again, it's I don't know, it's not the same. But this is apparently the hot heat for 2S toothpick batteries. So now I have one. Ha! Ugh. My fingers hurt. Oh yeah? Your back's about to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. This is why I did a newbie drone order. This is the Neutron RC 1S F411 5 amp AIO. And this is going to be the heart of our 75 millimeter walk snail build with the walk snail setup that we were just looking at, the 10.2, 10.3 gram walk snail setup that we were just looking at. This is a 1S AIO with ELRS without a VTX. And it's very lightweight. It's very similar to the Beta FPV setup where the sides are cut in. So it's super light. It doesn't have a VTX on board that you're going to have to like disable or anything weird like that. It's got a ELRS ceramic tower antenna, but it also has a little IPEX connector. So I'll actually just be able to take one of my little, one of the little 2.4 tuned antennas from the Newbie Drone BLV3 and just snap it on here. I'll probably remove this ceramic antenna because it's so tall. And I'm going to be slamming the walk snail board down as close as possible on here. The only thing that I need to find are the big long screws. I might be able to, I might have something that I can make work, but yeah. I think they're M1.2. Don't quote me on that though. But yeah, Neutron RC, man. Neutron RC makes this AIO, and then they make a bunch of really expensive ESCs, seemingly for lifters. So hopefully what that means is that they make good quality stuff, and this will be really good quality. I have no idea. I haven't really heard of anyone other than maybe Steve E that has any experience with this. So yeah, pretty small sample size, but hopefully I can, hopefully it works beautifully, and I can tell you guys, hey, here's another good 1S non-VTX'd ELRS AIO that's nice and lightweight. Cool. And look, it comes with red grommets, which is just incredible. Gotta be honest, man. Red grommets make me very happy. It's 4:09. 35 minutes left until yogurt time. Hopefully the rain holds off. Let's talk about how to pick the right tiny whoop motors for you. We've got 3. So let's just, we'll talk about 65 and 75. But the majority of this discussion is going to be about 65 millimeter tiny whoops. Because they're, like, tiny whoops are mainly for flying in the house, and that's where the real magic is, in my opinion. So that's what we're going to talk most about. Hold on, let me get caught up on chat, actually. Man, I am, like, on the border of like complete allergy meltdown. Fire Mike says, if I take the stock foam piece the camera sits on off my Mobula 7, will the canopy itself hold the camera securely? There's too much up tilt with the foam piece in there. Yep. That's the first thing I do when I buy one of these Mobulas is take that foam out of there because of the same thing. It pushes the up tilt up too much. And I've never had a single problem removing that foam. So yeah, you're totally fine. The Mobula 6 canopy, Mobula 6 and 7 canopy is super, super, super strong. You do have to tighten up the screws on the outside left and right every once in a while for your up tilt to kind of hold itself. But yeah, you can take that foam out. You're good to go. USB, micro USB, USB-B, micro. Frank Nicholas says USB-A is the rectangular connector. Yeah, so this is USB-A. It's this old school. I guess this one is more trapezoidal. You guys know it. You've seen it. This is what like my QX7 uses. There's more square angled top and edges. The shape CiottiFPV is asking about is micro USB. Gamma Gonad says, I have 3 candidates for the 8S. A 7-inch glide hammer with 6-inch props that I'll never do anything else with. 5-inch Moon Goat or AOS 5 V2. I haven't made up my mind yet. Any suggestions? 8S on a 7-inch rig. Well, 8S on the 7-inch rig, you're not going to take advantage of the RPM that you're going to get from 8S, which is kind of a shame. But you will take advantage of the fact that 8S is going to run at a lower amp value. So that's super interesting. You'll have to motor limit that down quite a bit. You'll have to motor limit those motors down quite a bit. And 7-inch glide hammer, 6-inch props. So that's a 7-inch glide on 6mm thick arms. God damn it. It's not a rig you're going to be able to crash. Those arms won't break, but they will break the shit out of the X plate and the base plate. So yeah, that's tough. That rig is going to be a bitch to repair over and over again when you crash it. And then 5-inch Moon Goat. That's interesting. I didn't find that frame to be all that strong. And 8S is going to be heavy, so you're gonna break a lot of arms on that rig. AOS 5 V2. I have a feeling you're gonna run into the same thing. I think that'll break a lot of arms. So yeah, I actually really don't know between those 3 rigs. I do not know what I would put it on. Because it's just so heavy. The 8S setup is just gonna, you're gonna be like 850 grams. And all of those frames are much better suited closer to like 600 grams. So if you're looking to crash the rig, I would actually get an Apex frame. They cost a fortune, but yeah, it'd be a good candidate for an Apex frame. Yeah, that's what I think. Kevin Sumner says that's the old HVs. I think the new ones are purple. Yeah, this is what they had, and it's not a super high discharge situation, so it should be fine. Rob Axelson says 110 to 230C, and I have a waterfront property in Arizona to sell you. Double A says, hey there, what's up, dude? Joey Whittaker says, I'm building a 2-inch Odinata right now at 50 grams. Do you think 1102 13.5 motors will fly good on 2S? Yeah, that's the right KV for 2S. I'm not sure if that's the right stator volume for 2-inch propellers. 2-inch bi-blades, I think you'll be okay, but 2-inch tri-blades, my hunch is that the 1102s are going to be a little bit too small. I think you'd want like an 1103. But yeah, give it a shot. You'll know if those motors are too small. Bob Bruce says, yeah, they are 1.2 and hard to find ones that have big enough heads. Yep, that's the problem. Denzilla says, Yo Gang and CiottiFPV, what would be a good no VTX AIO for a 4S 3.5-inch build? Yeah, I don't really know. I've not paid any attention to these new AIOs. Hopefully chat can help. I have no idea. I have no idea what the hot, somewhat durable 4S AIO is. But most of those 4S AIOs do not have VTXs in them, so there should be a lot of options. Rob Axelson says, I have the Newbie Drone BLV3 with that FR Sky external RX. Don't put a lot of faith in those whisker antennas. Mine has 2 on the RX and the range sucks. Yeah, but I mean, that's FR Sky, right? That's what I would blame that on. But yeah, well, I'm going to use these little whisker bastards and we'll see. I mean, yeah, just flying around the house, so I probably will never notice. Frank Nicholas says, QX7 is mini USB. Mini USB, that's it. There was mini USB, and then there was micro USB, and now it's just USB-C. USB, oh, okay, USB-A is what's on your computer, and definitely a rectangle. Right. USB-A is the bigger glip-glop. Come on. There it is. Ah, that's a nice little image. Yeah, so that's USB-A there. Oh, Type A, Type B, Type Mini A. Oh, look at that. Type Mini A is that one. Oh, right. Got it. I don't think I've ever seen Mini A. Interesting. What a great little picture. Look at that. Type Micro B 3.0. I have one of my hubs has that one right there. Good find. Rob Axelson says, hey, when is FPV Exchange going to be back up? I have no idea. I talked to Nevin on Facebook a month or two ago, and he said life is just kicking his ass, and that he'll get it back up when he can. He's got a family and he's a surgeon, and so yeah, he's got like a lot going on in life. So it seems like he's taking a little bit of a break from FPV. Maybe that's just what he needs to come back and hit it hard. I have no idea. Gamagodan says, I have 5-inch arms for the glide hammer for the 8S. Yeah, so the 5-inch arms you would not break X and base plates, but you would break a lot of 5-inch arms. I would still, and yeah, I mean the glide frame in general is just, it's just meant to be built light, right? And then Gamma says, I was actually looking at the Apex Evo, but I just bought another Moon Goat. It's also a $100 frame. I've crashed the shit out of the one that I have. So yeah, maybe put it in the Moon Goat. Yeah, maybe. Okay, caught up on chat. So, Tiny Whoop Motors. I've got a couple of different rigs, and I'm just going to talk about the thought process on each one of these rigs and why it has the motor that it has, and hopefully that'll help you dial in what you want, and then we'll fly it around. Actually, you know what? I'm going to fly these around while I'm talking about them. How about that? That'll be interesting. So first up is going to be the little RC drift car chasing rig, which is built on a Fractal 65 frame. The Fractal 65 frame has very little to do with the way that this flies, so don't let that kind of put you off. Don't think that like anything that I'm about to say is specific to a Fractal build. What this Fractal frame does is it gets the ducts out of view, and it brings the runtime down a little bit, unfortunately, and it makes a little bit less power because the carbon frame is additional garbage in the way of the thrust that's being put out. So yeah, the Fractal frame actually makes this thing fly worse. It would fly better on a Meteor 65 frame. Do I still have the analog VRX set up? I do. Look at me go. So yeah, the fact that this is a Fractal build actually makes it worse. But I want to talk to you about why I chose these motors for it. So on this build are my least powerful motors because This build is specifically for flying at a very low altitude, scraping the carpet, trying to stay really low and chase these RC drift cars around. And in that scenario where you're not doing big stalled out backflips or Matty flips or any other kind of flips, yo, I'm about to name a trick. I realized this last night. We're going to put this rig on pause for a second, and we're going to name a trick. What should it be called? What sounds better? The Ciotti flip or the Ciotti loop? Ciotti loop as in power loop, Ciotti flip as in Matty flip. Or like back flip or like front flip. I'm kind of leaning towards flip. I'm leaning towards Ciotti flip. And let me show you what it is. This is the Ciotti flip. You guys have seen me do it a million times. But it doesn't really have a name, per se. I mean, you can certainly just call it a power loop. But it's technically not a power loop? What the hell is going on? Why is it... Why is it so staticky? It's 5 feet away. Is it always like that? Is it always that staticky down here? It should be like rock solid down here. So this is the Ciotti flip, yo. Start using this. I missed it. That's the Ciotti flip. So it's a back flip where you go inverted. Where you go inverted through a gate. There it was. Fuck! I'm all used to flying that walk snail rig now. Shit. Wow, I'm off. No! Fuck you. Fuck you. Ciotti flip? What should it be called? Ciotti flip or Ciotti loop? Oh my god. Here, let me just show you this thing that I can't do that I want to name. There was a live stream that I hit like 6 of these in a row. Now I can't hit one. That's the Ciotti flip, yo. Oh, fuck. Wow, I actually did go through the gates. That was wild. Ciotti flip? I think it's got to be the Ciotti flip. I can do it. I just need to get warmed up. Ah! Oh, come on now. Ciotti flip or Ciotti loop? What do you think? Fuck! Stop it! Stop it! Come out of there! I did it. I got it out of there. Oh my god, man. My head hurts. So that's the Ciotti flip, yo. Start calling it that. Start doing them and start calling it that. Or else. Ha! Oh god, why? I got on the throttle so late to try to avoid the couch there. Stop it! Let me go! Alright, so back to the topic at hand. This rig is the hardest core, most amazing freestyle rig that there is. This is a lightweight build, Modulus 6 ELRS on 0702 32,000 kV motors. These are the motors if you want absolute minimum weight and you're going to run gem fan biblades only and you want as much power as you can get. That's what this motor does, hands down. So Like a hardcore freestyle rig like this, these motors are great. Or I am going to be getting another set of these motors for the walk snail build, because did the video clean up at all, or was it still a hot garbagey mess? I don't understand why it would be. That doesn't make much sense. It should be. Hold on. Do I have the VTX settings wrong or something like that? Hold on. Let's check it out real quick here. VTX. Yeah, why is it on 100? Let's turn it down to 25. Okay, maybe that'll be better. So yeah, those are the 0702 32,000 kV motors from tinywhoop.com. And they're hysterical. Like, they're very hard to fly, don't get me wrong. It took me a while to get good enough for these motors, really. But you could just motor limit them down. Like, if you get them and it's too much, you could just motor limit them down. So there's a lot to be said for these motors. You get them, you limit them down to your skill level, and then as you get better, you increase the motor limiting number and your RPM and your power. And my nose is fucking dripping again. God damn it! Come on! Hold on. God! Anybody else that suffers with like horrible allergies, do you find yourself having the urge to like literally just claw your nose off of your face? Or is that just me? Like, I just want to dig my fingernails so hard into my nose that I rip the skin off my face. So yeah, 702, 32,000 kV motors. This is the absolute most power that you can get from a 702. You must run them on a Gemfan biblade. They make great power when you do it, and you still get really good runtime, as you just saw. The thought process behind getting another set of these and putting it on the kind of fat walk snail rig is that they are the lightest weight possible motors, and they give you the most possible power. In this rig's case, I'm trying to keep the weight down as low as possible. And I mean, to be honest, right now it has Tiny Whoop 0702 30,000s on it. And it's kind of fine. Let's talk about this little guy for a minute here while I fly it. So, this is the analog RC Drift Car Chasing Cinematic Jibby Jabby. And so it's on a fractal build. That way I can get the camera as low as possible and the ducts are out of view. And I had this on those same motors, 702 30,000s. And what I found is that I was motor limiting them down to be able to get more throttle resolution. At which point, like, I have lower kV motors. Why not put lower kV motors on it? So it now has the Weebleed 0702 28,500s on it, and it's kind of perfect at this point. It's at 100% motor limiting, and the extra weight of the fractal frame and the reduction in thrust from the fractal frame having the extra braces down here below the props, it ends up being a really nice combo for chasing the RC drift cars. I would not want to freestyle this. It doesn't really have enough power, in my opinion, for freestyle or efficiency or durability. But yeah, for a cinematic rig, this is a really, really, really nice combo. Again, 702s, because I'm trying to keep the weight down as low as possible. The lighter weight the rig is, the easier it's going to be to change directions. And with those little RC drift cars, they still have a decent amount of grip on the carpet, so they're still hard. Like they'll out accelerate the shit out of me, and they'll out slow me down. They'll out brake me basically. So yeah, if you're building a chase rig, making it as lightweight as possible is a real bonus. So yeah, the lower KV 702 motors really do have their place, and that place is throttle resolution. This rig is designed and built specifically to do exactly what we're doing right now. Just sit in ground effect and fly as low to the ground as absolutely possible all the time. So this is all about throttle resolution. If I go full throttle with this thing, it's still got some power, but nothing like what we were just flying. It's actually got a better power to rate ratio than the walk snail rig. Like, see that amount of a throttle blip with the rig I was flying a second ago would have put me up through that gate here. But because of the reduction in thrust and the extra weight and the lower KV, we were like 2-3 feet off. But this is what this thing is meant to do right here, baby. Just get low. And this is fun, man. I gotta be honest. This type of flying right here is very fun in its own kind of way. Like when you fly really low to the ground like this, like it's really challenging. And there's a crazy sense of speed. And so there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with building a rig to do this right here. Like, come on. The fractal frame puts the camera nice and low to the ground, which is really slick. Which actually makes flying low like this even easier. Oh, you fucking bastard, you. The other things the fractal frame doesn't do very well is get out of situations like this. So yeah, that's when you would want to go with a lower KV 702. So the fact that it's a 702, you got the lightweightness, and the lightweight is going to help it be more maneuverable and just be... It actually helps you fly like this. Like a heavier motor, a heavier rig, it's going to have less response time. And that's going to make the little tiny changes that you're making when you're flying really low like this more difficult. So yeah, the 702s work really well from a throttle resolution standpoint as well. As long as the rig's not too heavy. If the rig gets too heavy, then you're going to suffer. Woo! Uh-oh. Let this thing boogie around, man. Oh, shit, that came out of nowhere. So yeah, there you go. That is an example of what lower KV 702s will do for you. And that kind of goes for like 26,000 or the other thing would be battery life. You know, that was I didn't look at the post-flight stats, but the lower KV batteries will run longer, right? They make less power, and technically speaking, not using a throttle curve, not using motor limiting, gets you a little bit of extra efficiency. So yeah. No, PA3, this would not work well with walk snail weight. Absolutely not. You would certainly need more power for these. As you saw, this barely has enough power for an analog setup here, which is 6 to 7 grams lighter than walk snail. So yeah, I would definitely not recommend anything less than 702 30,000s with walk snail. Walk snail is a lot of weight for a tiny whoop to pick up. I'm really shocked that these 702 30,000s feel as good as they do, but they are really kind of like the minimum amount of power. So we talked about lower KV 702. We talked about crazy high KV 702. And we kind of talked about the middle ground there, which is like 30,000. Now let's go up in stator size. And we're going to go up to a prototype motor here. This is a Tiny Whoop 603 30,000 kV. So in terms of stator volume, 702 is the smallest, 603 is one step up, 802 is another step up. So 603 gives you the lighter weight benefits of the 702, but then the extra stator volume benefits of 802, so you can run a tri-blade propeller. If you're hell-bent on running a tri-blade propeller, the 603s are one of my favorite sizes. I really hope that Jesse has some of these 30,000s made, because they are awesome, as you're about to see. Really, really nice power, really, really durable, and just a kind of a perfect propeller for the new lightweight, low-pitch tri-blades. This is a fucking nightmare, man. This is an absolute nightmare. I am... Oh, my God. There aren't many things in the world that make me as frustrated as my allergies too. Like they never go away, and it like, you know how much it sucks to be sick? Allergies are just all of the bad parts about being sick, but like a couple times a week, every week for your entire life. Like it's like I want to jump off a fucking building. Annoying. Oh! I was worried about getting it in my hair. Oh, God. Okay, so as you can see... Oh, come the fuck on. Don't do this. As you can see... Alright, so there's an up tilt issue right now. Hold on. Oh, this is on a McStinky mount. Okay, I can't adjust the up tilt. Alright, just gotta fly around it. We have now entered a new world of power. So these make significantly more power than the 702s. At this point, though, in my opinion, we are making too much power for indoor kind of stuff. Unless you've got a massive house, or you fly in a warehouse. Like, look at that. Look at the amount of hang time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Come on. Is that not ridiculous? These motors are really something else. So this is on the Gem Fan 1208 tri-blades. Like, look how you can just slow time down with these. What? Oh, hey, I changed the, what? I changed the newbie drone gates around again. Look, there's a double. It's a double now. So I wonder if I can go like this. Oh, God! First try, son. First try! Yeah, these 603s are I really, really, really like these motors. I like the 702s better, just because they're lighter. But goddamn, if you need some more power on your 65 rig, and you don't want to go all the way up to the heavy 802s, these are it, man. I'm at a point where I'm kind of like, 802s are for 75 millimeter rigs, and then 702s and 603s are for 65 mil rigs. Like, in my opinion at this point, the only two motor sizes for 75 rigs are 802 and 1002. 1102s are too big. Oh, that was weird. I kind of changed my mind. Oh. Oh, hold on. I just thought of something. Oh my god. Not having a great day for flying, but that's okay. That's okay. Do we have OSD? 3.2. Jesus. Don't kill my batteries. Do not kill. Get that to storage charge, please. Thank you. Yeah, 603 is a really interesting motor size. The 3mm high stator, increasing the height of the stator makes more power than increasing the weight of the stator, and it also gets you better response time. Like Oh, you know how like it's hard to think when you're sick, like your head gets all clogged up? Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I really, really, really hope that Jesse makes these. Ouch. What the hell? Ow. It's all gone off the rails. I really hope that Jesse makes these motors. They are my favorite newish motor for 65mm rigs. And yeah, if you need more, a little bit more than 702s, I think they're about as good as it's going to get. Then there are 802s. And if you've got like a really heavy, I don't know, I really think that 802s should just be used on, and come to think of it, this is a newbie drone Acro B. Yeah, let's throw it up in the air. So this is an 802 30,000 kV motor on a big old heavy rig. This is a Cockroach 65 build, very similar to a Acro B V4, but with a slightly heavier camera and canopy. This weighs almost what the Walk Snail rig weighs. Yeah, so I mean, these 802s I just had sitting around, they are 1mm motor shaft, so I really wouldn't want to put them on a 75mm rig because it would just bend the motor shafts, but yeah, I digress. So check out wow, this battery is very overcharged. Now, in fairness, this rig is significantly heavier than what we were just flying. But this is what the Walk Snail rig would fly like with an 802. It would be even, although actually no, it would be even heavier. One of the reasons that the Walk Snail rig is as light, oh you fucking bastard, you, is as light as it is because of the 702 motors. If I were to put 802 motors on that rig, it would gain like an extra probably 2 to 3 grams. What the 802s will do is there'll be a bigger heat sink. So if you're trying to like, yep, almost done. If you're trying to pick up the Walk Snail system and go like 20, 30 miles an hour with it for the whole battery, you're going to need a bigger can on the motor, a bigger heat sink basically. So yeah, that's what the 802s are going to do for you. But in most cases, I think a 702 or a 603. Tiny Whoop does sell a 603 26,000 kV motor, but 26,000 kV is not quite enough for the things and the places. So yeah, there you go. That's how you pick a Tiny Whoop motor. there's a little bit more that I could say, but I might complicate the issue, and I gotta go. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know on Discord or Patreon. Kevin Sumner says you should call it the fuck oh god why. Okay, YouTube, I'm gonna need you to get your shit together with the whole clicking anywhere in chat thing. Oh my god. PA3 Design says, I got the new Fusion BV4. Should I replace Mobula 7 broken flight controller or put in a Cockroach 65? Love the Instagram build you're doing. Also get rid of D12 key truck after watching your build. I don't understand the question, PA3. Shoot me a message somewhere. I don't understand what that means. Should I replace Mobula 7 broken flight controller or put in Cockroach 65? It sounds like you're asking me if you should put a broken flight controller into a Cockroach 65. That doesn't make any sense. I'm sure that I'm reading that wrong, but I don't know. Denzel the Turbo says called the Maggie Flip. Earthwalker says Ciotti Flip sounds better. Yeah, it's gonna be the Ciotti Flip, I think. Ricardo says that move I'd call the sciatica pain. Ramdago says a decent time of day. Kevin Sumner says we got that. Off Axis says just saw your Instagram reply. Monkey D says Zyrtec only way to battle allergies for me. Zyrtec doesn't do anything for me. Claritin does. That's what I took a little bit ago. Makana Studios sent Insta DM with photo. Happy to gift 4 GNB 1000 mAh high volt 4S I never used. Same as your 1100. Only tried once. 108 grams. Very cool. I'll message you back. Let me run this one first to see if it actually does any better than the 850s. The 850s are kind of magic. Nani says I'm hella late. What's up, everyone? Ramdago says realize prop break. Allergies. Welcome to Georgia. Rabox says it's like watching Nick Burns. Realize the prop break. I put ton Don Discord being the 75X by Pop Brent the Hate bet. Okay. Love you guys. Here's some stuff. I'll see you tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Be good friends. I know I will. Hold on. This is going to be a quick outro. Love you guys. Later.